Good morning. It's good to be with you today, but isn't it a chilly start to the day? It's the kind of day that makes you want to wrap up in a warm blanket, stay inside, and drink hot tea all day long. Well, I want to share a couple of verses with you from Isaiah chapter 40 today. Isaiah chapter 40 was written as a celebratory passage to celebrate the Israelites' return from exile back to their promised land. They're returning home. It's also written as a prophetic passage, as Pastor Hale referenced yesterday as he shared about John the Baptist. John the Baptist quoted verses from Isaiah chapter 40 as he pointed toward the coming ministry of Jesus. And as I read these verses, I want you to listen. You might even want to just close your eyes and listen to some of the imagery that comes to your mind. But as we begin this season of Advent, I want to read these verses because they're so important for us. They'll create imagery that point toward the redemptive message of Christ who is to come. I want you to listen in for the imagery of God who offers care and concern for you. As a shepherd cares for his sheep. And I want you to listen as you hear these verses about how God, our Creator, covers you with care and concern. Zion, you are bringing good news to your people. Go up on a mountain and announce it. Jerusalem, you are bringing good news to them. Shout the message loudly. Shout it out loud. Don't be afraid. Say to the towns of Judah, your God is coming. He takes care of his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms. He carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those who have little ones. Who has measured the oceans by using the palm of his hand? Who has used the width of his hand to mark off the sky? Who has measured out the dust of the earth in a basket? Who has weighed the mountains on a scale? Who can ever understand the Spirit of the Lord? Who can ever give him advice? So, who will you compare God with? Is there any other God like him? Don't you know who made everything? Haven't you heard about him? Hasn't it been told to you from the beginning? Haven't you understood it ever since the earth was made? The Lord causes the stars to come out at night, one by one. He calls out each of them by name. His power and strength are great. The Lord is a God who lives forever. He created everything on earth. He will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. And he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Well, this first week of Advent, this week of hope with the candle of hope burning brightly behind me, I hope that you will reflect in God's love for you. I hope that you will allow God's love to wrap around you like a warm blanket today. Rest in the hope that Christ is coming.